So our journey started just over 3 years ago, and like every good idea, ours started in a pub. We were looking for a side project to work on. Chris is an art director and designer, and I'm Rob, I'm a photographer. We settled on the idea of visiting 5 UK fashion brands, making stuff here in the UK, and putting a little booklet together. So early one morning, we jumped in the car. We were driving down to Cardigan in South Wales to the Hyatt Denim Open Day to meet with David Hyatt, the founder. He's trying to get his town making jeans again. We met lots of people that day, and we realised, working in various different industries, and we decided to expand the project to meet anyone who are working with passion and purpose. So back in Manchester, we were buzzing from our first visit. We started looking for other people with interesting stories that we could meet. We needed somewhere to publish these, so Chris quickly worked on a brand and website. Our booklet had now become a blog. Any free time, and we were in the car, driving again, sometimes for hours, to meet someone new. We met loads of amazing people on our journeys, from motorcycle builder, building by eye, to wheelwright who can chase their family business back to the 1300s. 5 visits turned into 10, 10 turned into 20, 10 turned into 15, 15 turned into 20. The idea of the booklet was out the window, so we started toying with the idea of producing a book. We had no idea how we were going to do this. We didn't know how you go about publishing a book. We certainly had no idea how to fund it. So we started talking to people.
So naturally, the first person we went to see was Jane Crowther, the paper queen of the north. She's here now. We also spoke to Jane. We spoke to Simon over at Team Impression. So we had the paper, we had the printer, and then we spoke to Wordscapes. They were over in Liverpool, and they suggested self-publishing the project. So before we knew it, we were away. We had found somebody up in Harris, a Harris tweed maker, and then we'd also met a boat builder down in Devon. So we had the top of the country and the bottom of the country, and we decided to head off on a road trip and meet lots of people on the way. Now at this point we had about 20 stories, so we knew we needed more. Sorry, flying there. So we got 35 stories, enough content, but what we didn't have was money, so we did a Kickstarter. Well, we actually did 2 Kickstarters. The first one failed epically. The second one was brilliant, and we flew. So then, in order to get the money from Kickstarter, we had to set up a bank account. In order to get a bank account, we had to set up a company. So what had started as a booklet then moved into a blog, which then moved into a book, which then started as a business, and then With Love Towers was born. So about the same time, we got a call from Fortnum & Mason, and they wondered if we wanted to do our book launch at their menswear department. They also wondered if we would bring some of the brands in that we'd met en route and curate the whole of the 3rd floor.
So we obviously we jumped at that opportunity, and in the summer of 2016, we took over the menswear department at Fortnum & Mason, bringing in a load of the brands that we met on our journey. The 1-month pop-up was extended to 3 months. It turned out to be one of the most successful events they've ever had. In fact, many of the brands we brought in are still there today and doing really well. At the launch event, we met the creative director of Hotel Chocolat. She just happened to be passing and had popped in to buy a present for her husband. We got chatting, and she invited us down to their HQ to meet her boss, the owner, to chat about potentially working together. So we quickly started working with Hotel Chocolat, working on various campaigns. This isn't one of the campaigns, by the way.
Wow.
And we're just in talks with them now.
I mean, I'm intrigued.
And about to start work on a massive project. It's top secret, hence the slide, but hopefully we'll be able to start chatting about that later this year. So we're at this event back in Manchester, buzzing after our launch, and we were invited to show our film and do a talk, Note to Self, the Manchester event, if you know it. On the bill at the same night was the creative director from Havas Links, Tom Richards. We showed him our book, he absolutely loved it, and invited us in the next day to talk about a collaboration. Within a month, we'd started work on the Healthcare Heroes book. Again, travelling around Britain, we got to meet some amazing people, healthcare pioneers. We met loads of people from companies, trying to produce a 3D printed bionic arm for less than $1,000 to a Manchester-based professor helping the blind see.
It was a crazy 3 months, travelling the country, writing and designing the book, but we managed to get it all delivered a week before Christmas. So we decided to celebrate, we'd go out to Barrafina. And it was there, tasting some amazing food and drink, that the idea for the next book appeared. Food and drink. So over Christmas, we started to research people that we could go and meet. And we wanted to stick with the same idea of people producing things with a passion and a purpose. But we also wanted to meet people who were producing things on a sustainable basis. So we started travelling the country again and meeting people like David Oakes, who he hand dives for scallops up on the Isle of Skye. We've tasted lobster rolls from a solar panelled beach shack down in the south of Wales. We've been to the only UK tea plantation and tasted tea there. So obviously it's been a tough trip. So far we've produced 2 books with a third on the way. We've set up a company with Love Towers. We have curated a menswear floor. We've covered the length of the country 3 times over. And we've started working with lots of different brands, creating content-led campaigns. So it's safe to say our journey so far has been pretty amazing. And we thought it would be really fitting to finish with a quote from James Otter, who produces wooden surfboards that we met on our first trip. He said, "Stick to what you enjoy and you'll end up doing something that you love." Thank you. We've brought a couple of the first book along, so we'll put them out at the break, and then over the next 24 hours, we've set up a code, Pecha, uppercase, so you can get 50% off the book if you want it online.